not just as graduate, but I want to speak to you as a graduate international student. Because as graduate and international student, your story is different. Your story is way deeper. So, you are not here by accident. You are the chosen one. Somewhere far away from here, there are families, communities, and nations that pour the hope into you. You didn't just come here to earn a degree. You came here carrying your culture, your values, your identity, and dreams that are way bigger than yourself. So you represent resilience. You represent courage. You represent possibilities. So how do I know all of this? Well, guess what? I know all of this because I was once sitting exactly where you are today. If I try to tell you my entire story, we will be here all day long. So you guys, you don't want to hear that. But today is not about me, but about you. But let me just give you a glimpse of where I come from. So I was born to a teenage mother in an abundant hospital background during a high political insurrection in Haiti. I was raised by a single mom. We lived in a broken two-bedroom apartment for almost 2 decades. There were days we had no food and we had to go and beg for food on the street. As a child, even basic needs that were not guaranteed for me. Education, something many take for granted, was a privilege that I often couldn't afford. So I remember missing countless days of school because my mother couldn't pay for the school tuition. So I've lived through hunger, homelessness, bullying, natural disasters, cholera epidemic, violence, and all kind of political instabilities. But despite all of that, I am here standing and telling you today. At 18 years old, I came to America for the first time with barely speaking English, not knowing anyone, with only $17 in my pocket. Money that my mom got from begging on the street. I still remember the day I was coming here and she had tears in her eyes and she said that this is all we got. Take that $17 and go and make that deal with you. It was one of the most terrifying moments of my life. I didn't know what would happen next, but I knew one thing. I had no other choices. I had to take a leap of faith. And that is exactly what connects all of us here today. Every single one of you took a leap of faith to come here. You left behind comfort, family, familiarities to step into the unknown. And that alone makes you guys extraordinary. But here's the truth. Graduation is not the end of that leap. It is the beginning of the next one. Now, life will present to you choices over and over again. The big question is, will you choose what is safe, or will you choose what is possible? So there's a story about a young soldier was captured, sentenced by the enemy's squad. The night before his execution, so the captain from the enemy side comes to him and says, you can choose to be executed tomorrow, or you can walk through that gate. So the captain just spread out that gate and says that you can just walk through that gate. And then the young soldier was surprised. And he's like, what is behind that gate? So the captain replied, no one knows. But just think about it. And tomorrow, come and tell me what you decide. So the next day, the captain called the young soldier and asked him, remember what we talked about last night? want to just be executed, or do you want to just walk through that gate over there? So the young man, after a long moment of silence, answered, I chose to be executed by the firing squad. After his execution, someone asked the captain, what was behind that gate anyway? And the captain replied, freedom. Freedom. But very few people will choose freedom because it's unknown. Many people never reach the full potential, not because they lack of talent, intelligence, or opportunities, but because they fear the unknown. Don't let that be you, guys. Don't let that be you. Too often we choose the known discomfort over the unknown opportunities. We stay where it's safe, even it limits us. But everything you want, your career, your business, your dream, live on the other side of uncertainty. You have already proven that you can step into the unknown just by being here. So don't stop now. Take the risk. Start the business. Apply for the job you think that you're not ready for. Build something. Create something. And become something. Yes, fear will show up. Fear always shows up. But let me give you 3 powerful steps to guide you to the next chapter, okay? So the first one is bet on yourself before anyone else does. There will be moments when no one understands your vision. No one sees your potential the way you do. And in those moments, you must believe anyway. Apply anyway. Start anyway. Speak up anyway. Confidence is not something that you wait for. It's something that you decide. I'm going to repeat this again. Confidence is not something that you wait for. It's something that you decide. When planting a tree in the ground, the tree doesn't grow upward first. It grows downward first. Before it reaches the sky, it strengthens its root in the dark soil. And the deeper the root goes, the higher the tree can rise. And the same way, your unseen season, your long nights, your quiet sacrifices, your walk when no one is watching are not wasted. That is your root system being built. Second advice I have for you for the next step is build relationships, not just resumes. Your degree opens doors for you, but relationship keep doors open. Stay connected, learn from people, add value. Opportunities don't just come from people, from what you know, but from people who know you and trust you. So the advice is take consistent action. Even when it feels uncomfortable. Take consistent action, even when it feels uncomfortable. You cannot score if you don't shoot. It's simple. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. I learned that the hard way when I was playing soccer here. I was playing as a forward, but I keep passing the ball all the time in training. There's nothing wrong in passing the ball, but my position was to score. That's the first thing, that's the mentality. But I got frustrated when I was being benched over and over again until I realized the truth. Every time I didn't take the shot, I already missed. Success requires action, not perfection, not speed, just action. Move forward even though it's slow. Just don't stand still. So if you commit to believe in yourself, building relationships, and taking action, you put yourself in a position where success becomes inevitable. And even then, fear will still try to show up. And let me tell you something. I often compare fear as a toothless dog. Let me tell you a story. I like telling stories. I got a book coming out this year, so I like telling stories. So there's a friend who told me a story about a man who will who get back by a fearless dog every day when this guy was going to work. The man seeing the height, the weight, and angry face of the dog from a distance would oftentimes run for his life. This repeated event would result in him being late at work and on many occasions or even getting written up for. So one day this man decided that was enough. He would face that dog whenever the dog came to bark at him. Surely the next day, on his way to work, guess what? The dog was already there waiting for him to bark at him. So while approaching, the dog opened his mouth to bark, and then the man ran from the street corner. He picked up a big rock and was ready to throw that rock on that dog. Then the man realized one thing. The dog just opened his mouth, and there were no teeth. So immediately, all his fear were gone. He threw that rock on the ground and he went on his way peacefully. So what is the lesson of that story? Sometimes in life, we let our dream and passion get challenged by things that have no teeth. It's about time for us to choose faith to face our fear. So how many times have you guys run from something that couldn't actually hurt you? Fear will ask, what if you fail? What if it doesn't work? What if you're not enough? But faith and courage will ask, what if it does work? What if you succeed? What if you are capable more than you ever imagined? When fear comes, you have three choices. You can run like the guy was doing, run for the dog. You can freeze or you can fight. If you run, you will always run there. If you freeze, you will stay stuck. If you fight, you give yourself a chance. Not a gravity, but a chance. But a chance is all you need. Life is like driving at night. Your headlight only show a small part of the road, but you keep driving anyway. You don't need to see the whole path. You just need to trust the next step. So as you live here today, remember this. You are not just graduates. You are ambassadors. You are leaders. You are dreamers who prove that courage works. You are the chosen one. Carry your culture with pride. Carry your story with confidence. And carry your faith stronger than your fear. The world doesn't need more people who play it safe. The world needs people like you, guys. People willing to take the lead.